Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be why women will ghost and flake on you, then come back later. Well, this particular email is a viewer. He's confused by the flaky behavior he's seeing with some of the women he's trying to date. One in particular, he tried to set a date, got her Instagram. He should know better. He's making a lot of mistakes, straying from the book, and he's kind of surprised that things aren't going so well. So this girl flakes on him, ghosts him, and then he goes out on a date with somebody else. I guess I don't know if he saw her or she saw him with this other woman or not. Then she comes back. They finally go out on a date, and then she flakes again on him. So he's like, "What the hell?" That's why things are laid out in the book. The way they are is to minimize this. So if you got a woman that's got low interest, you don't end up wasting your time with her. But when you bend the rules, you're going to get jerked around, especially when you got somebody that's got low interest. So let's go through his email. So he says, "Hi, Coach. Here's an interesting story for you, and it never fails to amuse me. I'd like you to take a deeper dive into this one for me and share your experience with women's psychology and how their minds work. I'm 32 and I've been following your work for over a decade now and enjoy listening to people's versatile relationship situations. I asked a girl out straight up at the gym and she gave me her Instagram. And then when the next few days I asked her out. So first and foremost, you don't ask for Instagrams. So back in the day, about 20 years ago, when a woman didn't like you and you would ask her for her number, she'd say, give me one of your business cards. Or do you have a business card? You give out a business card, your card's going to end up in the trash. You're never going to hear from her. Maybe women still do that in a professional setting, but I remember back in the day it was pretty common. You ask a girl out, she's got low interest. First thing she does is, give me your business card. In other words, you'd ask her for her number, she wouldn't give it to you, then she'd counter with a business card. And obviously you'd say, "Oh, I don't have any on me," or you'd come back with a different comeback to try to press her, because if her interest is kind of marginal or low, and you stick to your guns, and you say, "Well, give me your number," and sometimes they would give it, and then that'd be enough to get her out on the date. But if you just give her the business card, you'll never ever hear from her. Occasionally, maybe 1 out of 100 might reach out, but 99% of the time, like today, what women do is, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" Or, "Let me give you my Instagram." So you want a phone number. You don't want an Instagram account, because that typically, if you're asking for an Instagram, it shows you're a little too sheepish, a little too shy, and you've been following me for 10 years. You say you should be beyond these kinds of mistakes and these issues. You don't ask a woman for an Instagram because it just looks like you want to be one of her fans, and you don't have the balls to ask her for her number. It has nothing to do with the age. It's just, this is one of the ways that women screen out guys they're not serious about. I've discussed this countless times in the live streams with the girls. They all do the same thing. When they don't like a guy, they say, "Well, what's your Instagram?" Or they give out their Instagram. So it's kind of taking the place of the old days. "Well, you got a business card." In other words, when you hear that, it's low interest. And if you stand up for yourself and you reiterate the phone number, or, "Hey, I don't have a business card," or, "I don't use Instagram," in this case, that might be enough. If she's kind of marginal, if she's like, she's not really into it, but if you have the balls to stand up to her and stick to your guns and get the number, 9 times out of 10, she'll probably go out with you. So number one, again, you've been following me for 10 years, as you say, and you're asking girls for Instagrams. So that's just kind of weak. After a decade, you should be way beyond that. He says, "I told her to come over to my house and we would take things from there and go for coffee," to which she said yes to. And so that's another thing. You haven't been on a date with this girl. You don't know her. And if you invite a woman to come over to your house like that, most of the time they're going to flake on you. Women got to feel safe and comfortable. You're asking her for her Instagram. You don't have her number. Then you invite her to your house. You're going to get flaked on, dude. That, again, you've been following me for 10 years. Maybe you're just now starting to apply things after 10 years, but again, you should be way beyond this stuff. Later that night, she didn't reply to my messages and pretty much ghosted me, so I never ask a girl out twice, especially if I was ghosted and left hanging. Again, this is why you don't ask for Instagram. And the fact that you started out with that, you sound like an amateur. Again, 10 years, come on. Of course I'm going to break your balls. Long story short, I don't hang about for any girl nowadays. I move quickly, and I'm dating a mixed race girl who's half black and half Caucasian who I've known from high school and actually kissed in secondary school, where she remembers a kiss outside is cold and minty. How many of you older guys remember Banaka? Do they still have that? It's like a little skinny spray bottle. It's like a minty. You spray it. If you ever saw the movie, Breakfast Club? 16 Candles. Anthony Michael Hall's character does that. He's like, and initially Molly Ringwald's character, he rolls over to try to kiss her, and she's like, "Oh, I felt it on my leg." She's thinking it's his schwanz. And then he goes, and she's like, "I don't want to see it." And he pulls it out, and it's his little tube of Banaka. Again, I wonder, do they still sell that stuff? It was actually pretty good. But anyways, thanks for the trip down memory lane. Things are great with her. She has said I am the best she's ever had in the bedroom, and every time we have sex, she states that it is insane. Well, that's a good thing. So if you're good in bed, girls are going to want to come back for more. And if you suck in bed, and you hook up with a girl and you never hear from her and she ghosts you, that's how you know you sucked in bed. Because at least if you didn't really click but it was good sex, she'll probably get together for good sex again. She said I treat her like a lady and also can't get enough of me, basically, as I am a gentleman, but who also can put her in her place with the indoor Olympics. Anyways, the girl who ghosted me showed up to an appointment with me as I'm a sports massage therapist and actually told me in her words, "Bob, I actually regret not coming over to your house when you asked me, and that there's nothing that can be done now." She said her reason for not coming was, in her own words, she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel safe and comfortable. If you just talk to a girl for 30 seconds or 2 minutes to get her number, you don't invite her straight to your house. That's just stupid. It'd be different if you knew each other and maybe spend 4 or 5 hours at a buddy's barbecue or something like that on a weekend. But a girl, you go up, you get the number. Actually, you didn't even get the number in this case. You got her Instagram. I was like, what do you think's going to happen? So she says, I get anxious meeting people for the first time, and that I'm only little and don't do well with first dates, and that you make me nervous as you are fit. So in other words, she's basically saying she's a little scared of you. Because you're bigger. What is every woman's fear? That a guy's going to make her do something she doesn't want to do. She's going to say no, and you're going to force yourself upon her. So when you invite a girl that you talk to for probably no more than a couple minutes straight to your house when she doesn't know you, of course she's going to flake on you. It's like, come on, man. He says, I smelt BS and flagged it. I'd say, again, you weren't following the book. You asked for her Instagram. Then you ask her to come straight to your house. She's thinking, oh, he just wants to get in my pants. No woman that's raised by a good fight. If that was my daughter and you're inviting her over to your house, I'd be like, no, you're not going straight to that guy's house. She also said, Bob, you didn't give me any time as you were snatched up quickly. I gave her plenty of time to reach out at least for the next 2 weeks anyways. A similar situation happened on the date before with another girl. I met her at the gym, gave her my phone, and said, throw your Insta details into that as I would like to take you out. Again, why are you asking for Instagram? You want a phone number. You want to stay off the social media. The more you screw around with social media, the more you're going to cockblock yourself unnecessarily. It separates the women that are serious and interested from the women that just want another fan from their Instagram account. Again, you've been following me for 10 years. I've said this many, many times. This is like a rookie. You sound like a guy that just found me last week. The next day, we went for coffee, and she came with absolutely no enthusiasm, and I flagged her interest as low. I told her that I couldn't get a read on her. Why would you say that to her? I can't get a read on you. And looking back, I knew her interest was low. I still got a kiss and said to her in the car, I want to kiss you, and moved in. Again, if you've been following me for 10 years, you don't ask for permission for the kiss. If the signs are there, she's ready to be kissed, you go for it. If you're unsure and it's at the end of the date, you go for it. So you don't waste your time taking her out on a second date. He says the kiss was shit with no enthusiasm. Her interest is low. We had planned a second date, And basically on the day, she canceled with the excuse, sorry, I have a banging headache and I'm unable to make it and have things to do in the next week. In other words, she doesn't want to see you. I took that as no problem. Whenever you figure your schedule out, you can let me know and give me a bell if you want to see me and there's no drama. So if I get a message like that, I might just give it a thumbs up and that's it. She's blowing you off, hasn't offered a reschedule, and that should have been the end of it. I didn't ask her out again, and these two girls have been viewing my stories. Big hair floating around. These two girls have been viewing my stories, and as soon as I am with someone, it's like these dogs is like, so that their tails got like long hairs and they're so light. Just the AC can just, they like float around in the room. And with these lights on, I can really see them. It's kind of funny. Just don't want it to go up my nose. I didn't ask her out again, and these two girls have been viewing my stories as soon as I am with someone else now who has a high level of attraction and the sex is great and wants to see me. Corey, dive into this and you can. Why women hesitate at first and are flaky with first or second dates, and as soon as you have someone under your armpit quickly, they regret not showing up for you. Have you tried reading 3% Man? 10 years you've been following me, and you're surprised? So again, that's answered in the book. Women like you more if you're popular with other women, especially if they see you with other pretty women. And so again, you're inviting a girl that doesn't know you straight over to your house. You went for her Instagram. It looks like she had low interest anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And so your game is just sloppy. You're not really following what's in the book, and quite frankly, it doesn't look like you've actually read the book. You seem like a cherry picker, just cherry picking videos. I honestly, from experience and listening to your work, will not wait around or chase any women. My philosophy now is if they want to see you, they'll make a point of making it easy for you. This is correct. It says so in the book. And they don't pull some BS excuse out. Again, the higher the interest, the easier it is. The door is just basically open and you just walk through. The lower the interest, the more they're going to throw roadblocks in your way. I.e., hey, give me your business card. Or, hey, what's your Instagram? Or, hey, here's my Instagram. When I don't ask twice, they find it indifferent. Flaky behavior I have no time for as I'm 32 and only want to date women who have a high level of attraction for me. Well, again, it'd be helpful if you actually read the book and started applying it instead of just cherry picking from videos. And stop with giving out the Instagram. It's like you're 32 years old. You're a man. You're not a teenager at this point. So it's time to put your big boy pants on and grow up and act like an adult and not like a teenager. Because, again, a 32-year-old man should not be asking girls for Instagram. It's like, come on, dude, grow up. So if you got a question or challenge and you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com. Click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website and book a coaching session with yours truly. If you haven't already signed up for our exclusive premium members-only content, in the video description is video. There are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify, or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there. And the good news is with the website, you can do a 7-day free trial to get access to our huge library of members-only content and video newsletters, live stream replays, the 3% Man and Mastering Yourself study group podcast that I did with the girls. There's probably, 50, 60 episodes of that where we literally go like page by page with myself and the girls and Chunky. And we go through 3% Man, and we also go through Mastering Yourself. Those are all in the members area of the website. And if you choose an annual plan on the website, you can get a 25% discount at the end of the 7-day free trial. So go to understandingrelationships.com, click the plans tab, sign up for a premium membership free trial today. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.